All right, welcome on into Out and About. We're joined by a good friend of mine, Danny LoPriore. He is the host of the LoPriore podcast with his brother. He's also the host of, how do you say it, One End?
One and One presents Off the Cuff. It's a mental health awareness podcast.
Love it. And Danny's been a friend of the program for a while. He used to come He used to come on Barstool Breakfast all the time. He used to do some other shit around here. So thanks for joining me, dude. You were down in Florida. I haven't seen you in fucking forever.
Yeah, dude. I did like COVID like ass backwards. So it was everybody was in New York. I decided to go to Florida. Then everyone decided to go to Florida, and I decided to come back to New York. So that's how it ended up, you know. I think I brought it there, and then I brought it back here, is what I think.
You have it right now?
No. The only reason...
That's the joke. Joke's on you.
The only thing is, like, I'm half vax right now. Like, I'm bivactual.
What do you mean, you're HV?
No, yeah, no, I got...
You're HV. You're half vax.
I'm half vax, yeah. I'm HV. I'm half pos.
You're HP.
Yeah, I'm HP.
You're HV, but you're HP.
HV, but I'm HP.
Semantics.
Did you get the vaccine? Are you getting it?
No, I didn't get the V.
Are you afraid of the V?
I am afraid of the V, but I will. I used to be AV, anti-vax, because I thought it was funny, but then I realized it wasn't that funny. So now
I think anti-vax is funny. I think that shit is hilarious. Like, because people like want their kids to catch polio and shit. That's fucking funny.
I have a friend who's anti-vax. He's moving his whole family to Texas because he's anti-vax.
Well, which, you know what? To each their own. But when your kid catches smallpox, don't say anything to me about it.
You get pox.
I think smallpox can kill you. I think that's the one that can kill you.
What old-timey disease would be the one you'd least want to have? Probably smallpox.
Polio, bro. You got to walk around with a stick and shit. You look like...
Yeah, you can get a sweet cane. Polio's from like the 50s. Like, that shit has been around.
Yeah, but doesn't that shit like put you in an iron lung? I think that's what polio does. I don't know anything about polio.
Listen, I thought the iron lung was wall in Germany.
That is true. No, that was Russia.
Okay.
That was Russia. I don't know if it was called the Iron Wall. The Red Wall. But yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I was in Florida.
Okay, yeah.
So I was in Florida. I got pretty much, I stayed there for like a year.
Yep.
And then, shit started to hit the fan in terms of like, the country. So I just decided like, you know what, I'm going to hang out down here for like a year. A lot of people know me from the Basement Yard with Joe Santagato. We were doing the show like kind of remotely from there. And then like at that point in my life, like I was going through a lot. Like, I was in a very long relationship. I was engaged, and then, it just ended up not working out. And then, I just kind of just needed some space and some time. So I said, what better place to do it than, the debauchery of Florida. So I just kind of went down there. And
then the COVID capital of the world.
And then the COVID capital of the world. So, it was like a long year for me. I think it was a long year for everyone, but like I had to do a lot of different shit this year.
How are things going with your podcast, and how are things go? We don't have to harp on this, obviously.
Yeah.
How things are going with you and Joe. I saw Joe Santagato. He's been on this podcast before.
Yeah.
With Danny's replacement. I don't know. And he seems to be doing well, and shit's going well for you guys. You talk, you bust balls on the internet. Everything is fine there.
Yeah, we talk every day. Joe's the man, dude. Joe taught me so much about like. I hate to say it because it sounds so cliche and corny, but like building your own brand and being able to. He wasn't like a boss. Like we always made jokes on the show, like, oh, like Boss Joe, like tell me what to do.
When I came over to your place, you were like, oh, the boss is riding my ass again.
Yeah.
You started late.
But he always looked at people like equals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like he would be like, listen, I'm gonna teach you how to do this, and then when it comes time for you to like kind of step up and do your own thing, like you'll be equipped to do it. And when you're working very closely with friends, I'd rather us, go our like separate ways in terms of like business than lose our friendship.
Absolutely.
So like me being in Florida was a big deal. You know what I mean? Like he wanted
big deal for he wanted you in New York.
We both wanted to be in New York, but it was just like I didn't really feel comfortable with COVID. I'm asthmatic and diabetic, so I was fucking a hermit. And then it just came down to the thing of I was doing another show. The Stank with Frank. The Stank with Frank. It was like a movie show.
What a fucking The Stank
with
Frank?
Yeah, The Stank with Dan and Frank. And then, it just became one of those things where it was just like, what I was doing being down there wasn't really benefiting the show because it's better when you're in studio and talking and doing the whole thing.
It sucks doing anything on Zoom is a nightmare.
Yeah, Zoom is a nightmare. The quality's terrible. But, just where I was at in a mental place, I just felt like I didn't want to come back to New York.
Why would you?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
I was in Florida for a week in December, and I go, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
There's no when I used to walk to work in the morning and turn up 7th Avenue and get a rush of cold air up my shirt, I wanted to put a gun in my mouth.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, Florida it's free, it's open, it's warm,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
But it caused me to lose my mind a little bit because where I moved from when my engagement was called off, I moved to fucking Queens. But I moved to like the street that's right next to fucking Rikers Island, right by like the bay over there. So
You moved to the prison?
yeah, basically. And it was like every day at like 6 p.m. it would smell like shit because of the bay, and it was disgusting. So myself, you know, once I moved to Florida, I was just like, yo, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not gonna go back there.
Yeah.
And do this whole fucking thing.
Did you have your were you month to month in Queens?
No, I was actually able to break my lease. I just told them.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so I just told them. I said, listen, I can't afford it anymore.
You could.
100%.
Listen, listen. Poppy's got the rollie on. He's got hold it up to the camera. He's got the Yankees fucking pinky ring on.
Yankees pinky ring.
So you just left it. You went and you stayed in Florida.
Yeah, so I went and just stayed in Florida, dude. I lived in Fort Lauderdale with my girlfriend and her family, who were like super awesome throughout the whole thing. They made me feel like I was at home, dude. I didn't see my parents for a fucking year.
Jesus.
But I just felt like I couldn't come back to New York because I had so much shit here that was stressing me out. You know what I mean? Like I was supposed to end up, you know, getting married in August. Like
Right.
when we were talking about it on the basement yard.
Yeah.
We were all talking about it. And it didn't work out, you know what I mean? And it ended up being one of those situations where, you know, we grew up in like the same small town in Westchester.
Yeah.
So for me it was kind of like, yo, dude, like I don't really feel comfortable being in New York right now.
Well, you got to get away, and it's a good. COVID was an excuse for everyone to get away and kind of reevaluate things.
For sure, and it also caused me to like lose my shit. You know what I mean? Like, I could have been like more on the ball with like business things. You know what I mean? But like for some reason, I was just like, yo, like this COVID shit is just driving me loony.
Talk to me about the podcast, the mental health podcast.
So after Joe and I split, after we split up, but you know, but just another thing on that too. I love Joe. I know how much he cares about me, and I want to see that kid win. We talk every day. We send each other TikToks and
What
shit.
about nudes?
It's all love and nudes and feet pics.
Do you?
I want to talk to you about feet pics too.
Wait, I thought before we go on, I was texting Jetski. I go, how funny would that be if I invite Danny here, but I also invite Joe, and you walk in.
It would be great.
And
It
you
would be
walk
great.
in and Joe's here. Oh my
know what it
god!
would-
I
you-
didn't because I didn't know the state of your shit,
No,
but
you
that would have
should've.
been the most diabolical producer shit
Yeah, I know.
in the world. I go,
Imagine if we hated each other.
oh, I wish you did because it would have made it
It
that
would have
much
been,
better.
it would have been, it would have fit right into the barstool mold of everyone yelling at each other
I drew
here.
outside drama. In.
Yeah. But no, it's all love, dude. Like if you text him and he'll just be like, dude, I love him. We talk every day. You know, I look at that kid. He's younger than me, but like that kid taught me so much about work and business. And
He's so rich.
he's so rich.
He's so rich.
He's so rich.
His apartment in Queens, I go, oh, you're getting money like this?
Yes,
Motherfucker?
yes.
Like, god damn.
And
And he's like 20, he's like 19.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was like, you can't drink yet?
He's like my big little brother. You know what I mean? Like, he just knows how to get shit done, and he taught me a lot about how to get shit done. Like, what to do and what not to do in business.
Yeah.
And taking those things where I had to, like, figure out situations on my own, I would not have been able to do it if I wasn't under him for, like, a couple years.
What do you
All
mean
homo.
figure shit out on
Dude, just
You're
like,
a power bottom, bro.
Yeah. Just like, you know, even small things, just like paying your taxes, how to do that as a 1099er.
Yeah. That's
how
a
to-
bitch, huh? Oh
yeah.
my god.
it's the worst, dude. I got crushed. And then it's like,
How much money you make? You don't have to tell me.
no, I did.
$5 million.
No. That's what the internet says, but that's not true.
Is that what the internet says?
Yeah, the internet says I'm worth $5 million. I fucking wish.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
I mean,
If I had $5 million, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if either of us would be here. We'd be in Turks and Caicos. Just fucking.
yeah,
you
you got $5 million.
I'd just be paying you to thrash dudes.
So weird. You get
Fuck this guy, because I'm afraid to do it. I want you to do it. Here's $500.
It's internalized homophobia. You fly people down to do pot. You blow through your $5 million in a year.
Oh
flying
yeah,
people down.
just making everybody get gay.
You get back on coke.
Yep.
I go
Listen,
down. Danny's a gay cokehead.
If I
He's
was,
me.
if I had $5 million, I could definitely embrace my sexuality more as a
You
gay
don't,
man.
Danny. You don't need money to embrace your sexuality.
Yeah, but you want to know what it is? The system traps me down.
Nah, bro. This
Doesn't
is
let
your-
me
come
be,
out on the pod.
be who I am. But
The
yeah.
cis, dumb. You're cis.
I'm cis. But like,
So you're gay. Are you telling me you're gay right now?
dude, a part of me really feels like I'm gay, dude. You know, you want to know what it is? I'm that guy with a girlfriend that gets as far as he can. Like, he just wants to see how far he can get.
What do you mean?
No, I'm kidding. But I'm just saying, I'm as gay
No,
as
you have her do stuff to you.
Yes, I'm as gay as a straight man can be.
No, yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But I just know that if a penis were to go into my mouth, I would be like, yeah, this isn't for me.
But you
yeah,
don't
thanks
know
for
that.
coming, though.
But you don't. But you let him come.
No.
Not like
That's
that.
a pun. That's a pun.
Okay,
If
got
anyone is going to come, it's got to be me first time. I can't make somebody come the first time.
You're that gay. You're an unselfish.
I'm
gay
an
lover.
unselfish gay lover.
First time you fuck a guy, you just make sure he finishes.
Yeah, just like, hey, man,
Hey, I want you to have a good time. All right.
finishing is extremely important in sex. You
Is
know
it?
what I mean? Yeah. Let me ask you this, right? Vaginas, very hard to make finish just with penis, right? Guys, that's a real story.
The listeners go. I'm sorry. What's a vagina?
Yeah, what's a vagina? Straight sex, it's very hard to make a female climax with just your peen. In gay sex, do you guys both finish?
Buddy.
Multi.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Multi.
An MF. Sometimes I'll MF.
But you can't really come just from straight aim, can you?
Get it together, Pat. Sometimes you can come from straight aim.
No way.
You can CFSA. You can come from straight aim. We're doing a ton of
way.
abbreviations. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's my thing. I breathe words.
You agree with?
I breathe them up.
You should have the. I can't even fucking handle you. I really can't.
Dude,
handle
I
you.
told you.
You should have your girlfriend do some pegging. What'd you tell her?
I told Pat yesterday. I was supposed to be here yesterday, but I completely forgot I had to record another
I
show.
knew you were going to.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
I'm
always
here.
a 3-strike system.
I know. I'm really sorry, and that's one of my main problems. But I will say this: I told him yesterday. I said I'm gonna get real gay tomorrow, because he deserves it. Everyone deserves it. The crowd deserves it. I've been
The crowd.
the people listening, the millions and the millions watching at home. I've told you this from the beginning.
Checking my hair.
No,
Yeah.
it's all good.
Thank you.
You have always been like my
Secret lover.
that too, but like also like my liaison into the gay community.
Yeah, I'm your LG.
You know what I mean? So like I always have a lot of questions, and it's not because it doesn't come from like, yo, how do gay people do this? It comes from like an actual scientific, like I want to understand how it works.
The neurology of
The neurology of
homosexuality.
it. Because like on my show, Off the Cuff, it's a mental health podcast. So like I've struggled with panic and anxiety for like almost my whole life. But when I was doing fucking coke all the time, that shit made me worse than I ever was. So like, all right, I'll tell you the story. So me and my boy are chilling. We're playing NBA 2K, right? I'm just like, yeah, like whatever. I'll call Dope Man up. Oh, here it is. Fucking
You're just blasting lines to do nothing.
blasting lines that do nothing, watching basketball.
Yeah.
And playing a fake basketball. So I do one line, I come up, and I literally go, yep, this is it.
What do you mean?
I said it out loud, and my buddy was like, yo, what's good? I was like, I'm dying. So I start fucking hyperventilating. I start fucking like feeling like I'm going to pass out. I'm like, yo, dude, I'm really fucked up, man. Like, I think I'm dying. I go to urgent care. They're not open.
And it's urgent care closes?
Yeah, they do. They close at like 8 p.m., fucking assholes. And I'm like, yo, my God, like, my fucking heart and shit. I'm like, oh, my God, my arm starts getting tingly.
Face, baby.
Yeah, so I'm just like, fuck, dude, I'm coked out of my fucking head and whatever. I go to the hospital. And I go to the hospital, and I walk in, Lenox Hill Hospital. Shout out Lenox Hill. They did a lot of great work during the coronavirus. They tried their best. It's fucking crazy in New York. So I'm just, like, holding my chest like this and shit, and I'm walking in, and the guy's just like, oh, my God, is it your heart? And I just look at him, I go, yeah. I didn't know what else to say. I looked at him. I was like, yeah. So they put me in the thing. They ripped my shirt off because I'm like not really responsive. I'm fucking tripping out. I'm having the worst panic attack I've ever had in my fucking life. So they take my shirt off and they're like, "Did you have any drugs tonight?" I was like, "No." And then they're
You,
like,
you lie about it?
Watch.
The one time you're supposed to tell the truth, you lie.
So watch what happens. So they take like my shirt off. I'm just like, and they're like putting the fucking leads on me and shit. And then there's one nurse who was helping me with the leads. And I just go, "Come here." And then she comes in. I just go, I did cocaine tonight. And then she was like, "All right, thank you for being honest, so we could save your fucking life now." So they're doing all these things. My heart rate and all was elevated because I was scared.
Yeah.
But my heart activity on the EKG is just like, dude, your heart's fine. You're having a panic attack. And the whole time I'm hearing this, I'm not listening to the doctor. I'm grabbing my friend because I think I'm going to die. And the only thing I could think to say is, go back and clean my apartment. Because I didn't.
You got to get rid of the evidence.
Yeah, because if I died, I didn't want everybody to know that I did cocaine the night before.
Yeah, because that'll tarnish your whole fucking.
Tarnish my whole leg. I don't want my leg to be all fucked up.
How long ago was this?
About 3 years ago.
And you've been good ever since.
I haven't touched it.
And in terms of your mental health, obviously that's like people talk about it on a couple podcasts here, talk about it frequently. That's like a journey. That's not flip a switch and it's better. That's something that you've been working on, something you feel you're improving at.
Yeah, for sure. For me, I had no coping mechanisms. I had no system in place to help deal with these problems. And I never went to therapy before.
Yeah.
Like, I can't stress enough how much...
Therapy's gay.
Therapy's gay, and I embraced it full on. That's the one part of me that's super gay, and no one's ever going to take that away from me.
Yes, Queen.
Yes. And I was like, listen, I'm going to therapy, and I never realized how much shit really fucked with me. Because one thing about therapy is it can give you an excuse to blame everything on everybody else. But the therapy that I did is it's called cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yeah, I've done that.
So it's kind of just taught me how to rewire my brain because 100% cocaine rewired the way my brain works. It changed me.
How so?
It made me more of a nervous person. It made me more of an anxious person. And it was to a point where I was doing the shit by myself, like just to chill. Like that's not normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
doing cocaine alone to chill is not normal.
it's just not normal. And, for me, I was just being like, like I'm making a lot of money right now. I'm chilling. I'm doing good. Like, I'm going to get married. I'm going to do these things. And I was just like, oh, hold up. Wait a minute, dude. You have a lot of fucking problems.
Yeah.
That you've never addressed. So, cognitive behavioral therapy was so good for me because it taught me the scientific reasons on why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling. You shit your pants?
I brought it.
Oh, it's all right. I was like, yeah, listen.
Yeah,
if you want to prove, that's fine.
I dump in the middle of it. Go on.
Right.
No, go on. I was in.
Right. So you're cokehead. No.
I have the coke shits while you're
the
telling
coke
me.
shits. You're like, all right. So what's up, man? You coked out right now? You want something? No, but I was tripping.
Yeah.
Like almost every day, I would try to find at least a little bit to do just to like get me through like regular shit, and like it was just like, dude, this isn't who you are, bro. In high school, I just drank. I didn't like to smoke a lot of weed. That shit always made me anxious too. But I just saw what it was doing to my fucking brain, dude. Yo, I was having days where I thought like people were coming to get me and shit. I didn't sleep for 3 days. 3 days in a row. All fucking schneef. Just schneefing it up.
You schneefed it.
I schneefed it. And then I was like, yo, it came down to a point. I've talked about it on my show. I was like, dude, I cannot live like this anymore. Like, to the point where I was just like, dude, I'm going to fucking kill myself. I can't do it. So
here you are.
So here I am. You know?
Look like more relaxed.
Yeah.
Even from the last time I saw you. I think the last time I saw Danny was probably about a year ago on Barstool Breakfast. And, like, visibly, you'll see in any of the clips we put out on social, you look more relaxed. I mean, you could be having a nervous breakdown inside right now. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but I think everybody has an excuse, like, with COVID and shit now. Like, you could do that.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I'm glad that you figured your shit out, and I'm glad. And you know what else is interesting about it too is you're such a big guy on social media. Like you have a large presence. You have a large presence on Instagram, on like YouTube, especially when you were with Joe and them.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on to talk about this David Dobrik shit.
Yeah.
Because he's going through it right now, obviously for different reasons. But like the mental health aspect of that has got to be so fucking taxing. So for those of you who don't know, David Dobrik, YouTuber, 20 million subscribers, 26 million on TikTok. He's got 14 million on IG. He's this 24-year-old kid. He's part of the Vlog Squad. Recently, one of the members of his Vlog Squad, there were a few people who came out with allegations of sexual misconduct. One of them was a prank that he played on his friends where he had him kiss someone who he thought was a chick. It was a dude. The other one, yeah, that's kind of funny. The other one was not funny. It was one of the guys in his crew was like in a room with a girl, and David Dobrik filmed it from outside saying she shouldn't have messed with fire, put it on YouTube, and this girl was actually getting allegedly raped, like behind the door. So he's a YouTuber. He's going through it right now. He's lost all sorts of sponsors: DoorDash, HelloFresh, EA Sports, Chipotle, Tesla, the Dollar Shave Club, RIP, Bumble. But I'm just curious to see what your opinion on this is, and not to transition too hard from what we were talking about, because you know a few of the Blog Squad guys, and you know what it's like to be bullied on the internet and all that shit.
Well, the thing is, like with the internet, right, is you see the greatness of everyone's life.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people who usually go the other route where they start to share like the intimate parts of their life. Even when we share stuff like, you know, like I'm depressed right now, it's still looking for like a reaction, right?
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mental health has become, and I'm not trying to sound like a dick, it's become a personality.
100%. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, it's almost to the point where people like, I used to not be like triggered by the way people spoke about like how they were feeling and like their conditions and shit. But like when people are like,
you gotta
like,
stay kind of close to the.
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
But like people are just like, oh my god, like my ADD is like so crazy. I'm like, yeah, like, do you really have ADD? Like,
right.
You know, like
it's an attention grab.
Yeah, let's go to a doctor and get like, you know, let's get checked out. I didn't know I was bipolar till I went to a doctor. You know what I mean? I always just thought like, yeah, I'm bipolar maybe, and then they were like, no, you are, like, you know. You know, I thought I was type 1, but I'm type 2. I'm bipolar 2.
I don't know what that means.
That means like I don't really have like severe highs.
You can kiss?
Yeah. It depends on if I took my medicine or not. If my lithium, no. If I take my lithium, yeah, we can kiss all day. But back to these Vlog Squad kids, like I know a couple of them like from Vine. I did some videos. I did a video with one of them with Joe actually, and dude. Listen, when I first started doing the internet stuff, I was like 170 pounds. I'm like 225 now.
Right.
So people would just start calling me fat and shit in my comment section. You're not as funny as you used to be. Like, that's the type of shit I would get.
Right.
And that's on a way smaller scale. Like, I had like 500, 600,000 followers on Vine when it was huge. You know, these kids, though, they have to understand, like, I look at these young kids. I'm sorry. I don't care how much money I've had or whatever I would do. I'm not letting some girl be trapped in a room, though.
Right.
I'm just not doing it. Not for views, not for clicks. And people are like, oh, you could say that now. But I've been big enough on the internet where I could have done shit for money. And I'd be way richer now if I did shit like that for money.
Like what kind of shit?
Just like fucking dumb pranks and dumb shit. Like you think like
lowest common denominator shit.
Lowest common denominator shit where like a 12-year-old and a 32-year-old can look at it and they're both stupid, they're going to like it.
AFV is essentially what he does. What David Dobrik does is America's Funniest Home Videos.
That's all it is. That's all it is. And, you know, I'm sure at his core, I'm sure he's probably a good guy. I've never watched a David Dobrik video in my fucking life because I have a brain. I knew who he was because I'm on the internet.
Right.
But I never was just like, oh man, like I got to see like how he uploads videos. I was like, I don't know, this is some kid that goes to like get slimed at
it's not
Nickelodeon Awards.
It's not cinematically beautiful.
No,
like it's not some intellectual thing. It's a guy getting kicked in the nuts. It's someone getting milk thrown at him in a supermarket. He's not like fucking Spielberg.
Yeah, it's just like some rich white kid giving his rich white friends Teslas and shit. Like I don't know.
Yeah, he just gives people Lamborghini. That's kind of sweet though.
Yeah, if you're white and his friends. But other than that, it's like for me, it's never been something that I watch. I'm a 32-year-old man with with a life. So when I actually did watch his apology though, and I was actually.
You watched because there were two.
I watched the first one. It was terrible.
7 minutes. It was disgusting.
It was disgusting.
Awful. And then the second one was 2.5. And I watched both. I thought the second was much more succinct, and he even had the crocodile tears.
Yeah.
But it was much more succinct than the first.
Yeah. I'm happy that he did that because I saw the first one and I was like, dude, just from an outsider looking in, you look like a fucking idiot doing that. You just don't look smart doing that, being like, you know, He didn't post it to his real channel. He posted it to the Views channel. I think that's a show he does with Jason Nash.
Oh, he didn't post it to his real fucking.
No.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He didn't put it on his IG either, did he?
No, I don't think so.
Wow.
So-
Dobrik. I actually respect Dobrik more now.
Yeah, so but the second one he put on his
don't.
main one.
Yeah.
The second one he put on his main one, I think. I hate that I know so much about this fucking kid now.
Yeah.
I really do. But, I think if I know about it, that means these people, I'm a big believer in the court of law. I think a lot of people get canceled very prematurely these days. But they should have their day in court, and, he should have to, lose sponsorships for that.
He's lost every single sponsorship
He'll be fucking fine.
Oh, I mean, and here's the thing, too.
You know how many fucking dollar fucking shave clubs there are out there? I'm sure you have like 3 for the show.
They're gonna get it. They're gonna get in cheap.
Yeah,
after this with Dobrik.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's are you apologizing because it's the right thing to do, or are you apologizing because fucking 9 sponsors pulled your fucking 7-figure deals, probably?
Literally 7-figure deals. He's 24 years old.
Yeah.
He's worth, I think, like 7 or 8 million. Fucking. But
Yeah.
he's got that.
I'm worth $5 million if you
He's
go on
got
the
that
internet.
Santagato money.
You got that Santagato cash. Guys and kids out here fucking creating games and shit.
Dude, the games. We talked about the games a while.
Yeah.
We'll get into that a different time. But
But yeah, dude, this Dobrik kid, I don't know. The first apology wasn't great. Let's just leave it at that. Now your people start taking money away from you, and now it's like this other one that's made. And here's the thing, like even with the crocodile tears or whatever, that was an edited video. So he's like, all right, that's enough tears.
No, it cut, right? It cut mid-tier, and then his face was dry.
It cut mid-tier and the face was dry. Like, this is all calculated shit. This is what people have to understand. All these moves after are calculated. That's just how it is. That's how business works.
Yes.
If you see what's happening with Deshaun Watson now, this guy's got 14 girls
Yeah.
coming forward and saying something. You know how many people that are big on the internet? Here's the difference. Athletes, they got pussy their whole lives. Deshaun Watson's never had a problem getting pussy. I guarantee it. He's been the man since he was 8. David Dobrik, like when he was younger, maybe it was a little different, but he's been also very rich since he was young, since he was a young kid. So these kids haven't fucking grown up in the real world at all whatsoever. So this is what they know. They're like, yo, every day of our lives are waking up and making a video where, like, we make somebody in our friend group feel like shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you know what else it is, too, is I think a lot of the younger viewers need to realize that these kids who are making videos, these vloggers or whatever, like TikTokers, they're not doing it for fun.
No.
They're doing it to make money because it's a business. Every video they put out drives a narrative that drives whatever the brand is. It's all a means to an end, and the end is money. Yeah. And now that his money's getting taken away, they're taking the bag from him. He's saying, "Oh fuck, let me apologize." And granted, he may very well feel bad, and I think that he honestly does. That's fucked up. You film a video of your buddy behind a door raping a girl, allegedly.
Right.
You put it online, it gets 5.5 million views, and then you rip it down. And this happened in like 2019. I think any human with a heart and a brain would feel terrible about that, and if not, they're a sociopath. But the apology, I thought, was fucking, I don't know, whatever.
I think the apology was as good as you can apologize for something of that matter. And, like, I don't know anything about in terms of, how long he knew about it or whatever, but apparently, like, this other guy, Dom, like, why do I know about these kids?
Should we stop talking about it?
Yeah, it's just like, this other kid did the
raping.
raping.
To talk
but
about
he
rape
didn't.
allegations?
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's just, I want these kids to just listen. Hey, everybody out there, don't fucking touch anyone that doesn't want to be touched. Don't.
That's all it is.
Yeah, don't suck somebody's dick for a video. Or don't.
But that could be hot, though.
Yes, but with permission. With permission.
Yeah.
With permission makes it hotter. Okay, if you want to do a little fantasy,
is hot.
Consent is hot.
Okay.
But if you want to do a little something in your bedroom where like you kind of like like do this, now you're role playing.
Right.
Don't pay girls to come to your house and then when one of them gets trapped behind a door with some dude named Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dom.
I
will tell you, though.
What are we doing? What are we doing as a society?
I did laugh. Am I allowed to laugh at the guy making out with the other guy in the mask?
Yeah, because
that's kind of funny.
because we think that's funny, but then at the end of the day,
it's not funny.
But it's not funny because a lot of these fucking videos promote bullying. That's just all it is.
Yeah.
Because listen, back in the day when we were kids, right? We watched Jackass. We wanted to do Jackass shit.
Yeah.
Now these kids are the new Jackass. This is what they do. Like, oh, let's make our fucking friend kiss this dude.
That's a great analogy. They are the new TikTokers and vloggers are the new Jackass.
Are the new Jackass.
Except it's not funny.
And it's not even close to being funny. At least like even those guys were so dumb, but like they still had some talent. Like they were professional skateboarders and shit. Like they had other shit going on. They're musicians or whatever. But these kids are the new Jackass. So now everyone's gonna start emulating fucking David Dobrik and all this shit. It's just like it's crazy. Now you got to think about how many other YouTube stars are just ready for someone to come out and be like, this person did that. That person did that. There's people sweating.
The floodgates are fucking open. Why don't you do more YouTube shit?
Because
it's too much work and it's not enough payoff, right? YouTube doesn't pay. It's what, a certain dollar for every 10,000 views or something.
Yeah, like I would have to like be. For me, my whole outlook now is I just do music and the show with my brother and my mental health podcast. Like I was just able to listen, dude. I'm not the richest guy in the world, but I'm doing just fine. So for me, it's like I feel like I've taken so much from my audience. They've given me so much of them that for me, I have to do something that gives back. And mental health being something that I'm so passionate about, that's what I want to give back. I don't care if that show never makes a dime. That's just me.
Does it act as therapy for you?
100%.
Right.
There's always a selfish reverse when it comes to being like, dude, I want to help you with your problem because I'm helping you with your problem. I'm helping myself.
Right.
So it's a nice feed off. And like, we have private Discords where people come and talk about their problems, private Facebook groups. I do Q&As every Monday live.
You get a good crowd for that? Like good people want to interact? And
Yeah. I think when people see people that they look up to talking about stuff they can relate to, it opens the door for a lot of people to be, I get DMs all the time just being like, yo, dude, like, I'm just letting you know, like, off the cuff, like, saved my life. That's why I started that show. That's why me and my partners over at 1-on-1, Corey and Drew, that's why we started that show.
What's 1-on-1?
1-on-1 is it's a fitness company. So, they're in nutrition, financial wellness, obviously physical wellness, but also mental fitness. So they recruited me to do that, and I was like, listen, I want to be with a company who's going to have that infrastructure where it is health-based. Because a lot of people look at like, I could be ripped, but like my mental health is trash.
Right.
Or like my financial health is trash. I wanted it to be all encompassed in one thing. So for us to be able to work together and be able to do that, it's just been fantastic. Like we've talked from everyone from Mark Rebellier. I love Mark. Mark's a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
Mark's the best. He's, everybody knows who Mark is. The Loop Daddy. From there to, we're talking to licensed therapists. We're talking to porn stars, kind of like your show. We're talking about everybody.
Yeah.
Because everybody, doesn't matter what you do as a profession, mental health is still a big problem. Whether you have a lot of money, whether you don't, money helps. But money helps.
Let's be honest here. Money does help with the health.
Yes, health insurance is very expensive. But, I just wanted people to have a safe space where they could look at somebody they look up to in terms of who makes them laugh and entertains them, who has some fucking problems.
Right.
We all do.
And one of them is closeted homophobia.
One of them is
closeted just closeted
gay.
Just closeted homosexual.
Definitely not closeted homophobia. Here's what I always wanted to ask you too, because I wanted to ask you on our old podcast. Gay jokes. Do they still have a place in society or do they not? Like in terms of like calling your friend the F word, or calling your friend a cocksucker. Do you allow your close friends to use that kind of language?
My close friend. I don't have any friends.
Yeah.
So that no, I'm kidding. My close friends don't. I mean, you hear cocksucker, you hear this.
Can you say the word on here?
Fag?
Yeah.
Cocksucker? Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Right. No, it's just like, listen, like...
I think it all depends on intent, and I've always said intent. I don't think people, I think you look bad if you use the word faggot.
Yeah.
I don't think people should use that anymore.
Well, you and I have been friends for a couple years now.
Yeah.
And I've never even once joked around and just been like, yo, like, patty fags. Like,
yeah, because it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous thing to say.
I don't understand why people go so hard to make these words like more.
Smiling. Here it
No,
comes.
because it's just funny because when we were kids, we would say it.
I would say it all the time.
We would say it,
Yeah.
and then I don't know what happened to me. Like some kind of switch went off in my head. I was like, "Yeah, this doesn't feel as good coming out of my mouth anymore."
Yeah, because you know people who are faggots.
Yeah.
that's probably what it comes down to. I'll be with my gay friends every once in a while. I'll be like, "Oh, get a load of this fag," but
Yeah,
but it's not
that's-
like mean. It's like, hey, fag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, hey, fag. But it's not. I think that the people telling gay jokes, you can listen. You can say anything you want as long as it's funny, and I think
I agree.
And I think it's very hard to be funny with certain words.
You
and
better be
certain
fucking
jokes.
good.
Exactly.
You better be really, really good.
Yeah, I'm all for that. You can say anything you want, and you can joke about anyone you want, but it better be fucking good because if it misses, it misses.
Oh, and it misses hard. It
It
misses real fucking hard.
I did a joke on Twitter the other day, which Twitter. Okay, we'll space. So the Queen.
Fucking yo, Twitter is a fucking dumpster fire, dude.
You know about the Queen? You know how the royal family got accused of being racist?
Yeah,
And there was an article.
I'm sure they're not accused. I'm sure they're pretty racist.
Yeah, they're. I mean, hello. They used to like. Don't even get me started on the royal
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
But the Queen, there was a headline like, "The Queen makes first statement something as a joke," and I quote tweeted it and I said, "Imagine if it was a black joke."
And they destroyed you.
They weren't happy.
No, no.
But the idea of the Queen making a black joke as her first joke.
I think it's funny.
Thank you.
But here's the thing: Twitter is the only place where you could be conservative, liberal, neutral, gay, straight, all
Trans.
whatever,
You could be
trans.
trans.
You could be whatever you want on
Cis.
Twitter. It just depends on what you're feeling that day.
Exactly.
If you go through probably everyone's Twitter, they probably have Republican views, Democratic views. Some people are paying their taxes. Some people aren't paying their taxes. Some people are saying some words they shouldn't. You know, it's Twitter is not a place I've realized to share exactly how I'm feeling.
No, of course not, because the people on there aren't real, and it's always the people with an avatar that are the people who fuck with you the most. But one of the people who was canceled for like not jokes that she made for just being an overall terrible person, and this is one of the things I want to talk to you about too, is Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes.
Her ratings came out after her big scandal where she was treating interns like shit and her entire crew terribly. They've lost 1 million viewers per show. She used to be number one with over 3 million. Dr. Phil, believe it or not, is the number one daytime talk show right now with 3.1 million.
3.1 million?
Dr. Phil, you ever watch Dr. Phil? The stories on that. Oh my God. My husband fucked my sister and I don't know if I like it. It's incredible. Live with Ryan and Kelly, 2.7 million. Ellen DeGeneres now down 1 million with 1.5 million. Then Maury, Kelly Clarkson, Rachel Ray.
Maury's still up there,
Dude,
dude.
Maury gets 1 million. Maury gets paid.
Maury gets super paid. Maury can stop being Maury. He could just the part of him is a sick freak.
Oh yeah, he came in and did when Kate announced her pregnancy, she had Maury do a fake "You are the baby father" for her
Oh my
baby father,
God.
Pat. This is like Maury. You should
He
not
used
be
to-
that accessible.
He used to work here, right?
Maury?
Yeah.
No, Pat used to. Kate's husband.
That's who I meant, not Maury.
Yeah, I was like Maury.
So I do not work here. Oh yeah. No, but Kate,
Yeah, he used to work.
he
Here.
used to work here.
Yeah, he got. It was just like a financial thing. They just kind
Furlough.
of let him go. He got furloughed, but they didn't bring him back.
Oh yeah. Well, what are you gonna do?
Well,
Well, I love Kate.
Anyway,
Breadwinner. Sorry, Kate. I didn't mean to bring that up on the show.
she's the breadwinner. She will be listening.
Yeah.
What do you think about
I
the
love
Ellen-
Kate. Shout
Ellen
out Kate
Sitch?
and your baby.
Once before, right before we got on the air, you said you thought Ellen, you were gonna shit on Ellen.
Yeah, because Ellen's a fucking monster, and I've always known this about Ellen. Okay, so listen, listen. I don't want to act like I have sources or anything, but I know people in Los Angeles. I know some people who've done like PA work for that show.
Dude, being a PA is the worst.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone I've asked, I was like, 3 people I know have done it. One person had a good experience. 2 of them said she was a fucking bitch.
Yeah, she's a cunt.
And they were like, she's a fucking cunt. And she's a fucking fake. And if there's a bit by Artie Lang, who, Artie Lang has his own problems, but Artie Lang did a whole bit about this, about how she's a fucking phony. And
Because the people who are happiest are always the fakest.
people who are the happiest are always the fakest. And I think this is a win for society as a whole, because if you think about it, gay people in this time, people are a lot more PC, right? So you guys kind of get a pass. Have you seen?
What do you mean we get a pass?
Have you seen that Family Guy episode?
No.
When Quagmire's dad is trans, right? Different from gay, I know. Thank you. I know. Take it easy.
That's it. That's the whole clip.
Yeah, that's it. See ya.
It's different from trans.
10-second episode. But his father is trans. So he's at the bar, and they're like, oh, hey, you can't smoke in here. And he's like, oh, I'm trans. He goes, oh, all right, then do whatever you want. So, like, that's kind of the joke of being like, you know, we got to cancel people who doesn't matter their race, their gender, their sexual orientation, how they label themselves, what their pronouns are. If you're a fucking asshole, you should be canceled.
I'm anti-cancel unless you're a dick.
Yeah. You know, I'm anti-cancel unless you're a dick. And then, you know, if you're out here treating people like shit because you're fucking Ellen DeGeneres, fuck you. Your show fucking sucks anyway. You know?
It's not great. Guess how much money she makes a year.
Way too much.
Just guess how much money she makes a year.
$22 million.
$55 million.
Disgusting.
Over $1 million a week this one makes to treat people like shit. Tim Dillon had a great bit on it. He said she'd have the interns in the back like in Abu Ghraib, standing there with the hood over the thing and the electrodes in there.
Yeah, that's what they would do because you got to understand, for her to be that successful, you can't be that person all the time.
Right.
You can't. And you see bits of it leak out. Like she says some like
I'd go on
shady
her show
shit.
for sure.
Yeah, I'd go on Ellen's show for sure. 100%. I'd dance with that fucking cunt. I'd just be doing this fucking thing. Her, Wendy Williams, I'll dance with all them bitches. I don't care. Like, they're all fucking dope. But you got to really think about it, though. For someone like Ellen, who went on this whole thing about being like, oh, I'm a lesbian. I'm treated poorly by, comedians, and people won't cast me because I'm a lesbian, whatever. You're going to be telling people how to treat people. You're treating people like shit because they're under you.
I think part of it is she thinks she's invincible. I think when you reach a certain point of power, and I'll give credit to the brass here, Dave and Erica.
Yeah.
No matter what, like Dave is not too big to go talk to. He'll never talk down to anyone. He'll shit on you, but in a funny way, and it's like busting balls. Like when you reach a certain level of power, a certain level of fame, you just become not human. And I think that's what happened with Ellen. She just stopped being human. She had too much help around her. She had too many people around her. Her entire life was taken. It's not an excuse, but that's what happened.
Yeah, and I listen. I'm another thing. Like even like with David Dobrik, I'm so happy. I've never seen one episode of Ellen. I've only seen shit.
Really?
Nah, dude.
Not even in the background. We go watch one after this.
If I go to like the doctor or the dentist, like I'll watch Ellen. Like I'll watch when Kanye's on there.
Yay, he's coming on the show next week.
I would love that.
You see, he took a picture with Wallow. I think Wallow and Gilly just interviewed him.
What?
Yeah, it was on Wallow. Wallow 267, $1 million worth of game. Put up a picture of him and Kanye chilling. I was like,
whoa, that would be huge.
That
would be huge. But like, that's the only time I would watch Ellen. I don't think Ellen's funny. I feel like I've always been like, there's something wrong about this woman. There's something off with her. And that's what money does to people. I'm just one of those people who I should be way better off financially right now, but my pride is way too big, and I just have a huge ego.
What do you mean you would be better off financially, but you have a huge ego? What do you buy? You buy the Rolex. Is that a new Rolex?
Yeah, it's another one. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, but I can afford it.
Let me see that thing.
It's
fucking nice.
It's a vintage one.
I actually like this better than vintage. You buy it used?
Because
I've seen websites where it's like you can get a used watch and it's like Rolexes aren't gonna fucking die, and they have like lifetime. You go to a Rolex place and they'll fix it forever.
Yeah,
that's why they're so expensive.
This one has a particular bezel that I don't really see a lot of people have. It's the Thunderbird bezel, and this was manufactured the year I was born, 1989.
That's sick.
So I just kind of wanted a watch that was as old as me. So like whenever I have a kid, I can give them this one and be like, yeah, like just keep it going.
That is such an 80s watch.
Yeah, it is.
Just big money.
But I just have small fucking hands.
Yeah.
So my hands are they're beefy though.
Yeah. But they're dumb thick.
But they're small. They're dummy thick, but they're dumb small. So for me, I needed a watch with a smaller face. If I wear a big ass fucking face, it covers my whole fucking wrist.
I mean, now you're looking at now I'm getting embarrassed by my watch.
Listen, save your
I'm not gonna say what I'm wearing.
No
free ads.
No free ads. Save your money. But yeah, dude, it's
I take off my watch.
If I wanted to quote unquote like kiss ass, I could have moved to LA, done this other shit that these Viners did, and whatever. You know, if I wanted to be fucking King Batch, I could have been King Batch. I just had too big of an ego and didn't want to fucking listen to anybody.
What do you spend money on?
I used to spend money on shoes all the time. Like, I have a storage unit that's full of sneakers.
Jesus
I have a
Christ.
Manhattan mini storage just for my shoes.
Where is it? I'm gonna go rob it.
Yeah,
What size
please.
shoe are you? You're probably a 10.
Yeah, I'm a size 10.
Ah.
Damn, dude. Hey, yo,
I'm good
gay
with feet.
dudes know feet.
I'm good, good with feet.
They know dudes' feet.
You had questions about me with the feet? The foot pegs.
yes.
I'm so goddamn good at transitioning.
Yeah, you are. But you're gay.
I'm
Don't
trans.
don't go all the way.
Should I come out as trans?
No, do gays and trans beef?
No, we don't beef.
You guys don't
We
beef.
build up the brothers and sisters.
Okay, because like
not beefing.
but weren't they fighting for like trans rights? Like gays like got rights before trans
Oh,
did.
fuck yeah.
So
Trans still don't even have rights.
that's what I'm saying. So
Which is bizarro to say.
but they're looking for you guys to be allies.
We gotta
you
step
don't.
up.
You guys got to step up.
Dude, we're stepping up. You can't there are literally bills in the South right now that are like, if you were born a man, you have
What's that thing?
like fully transitioned like trans women. They'll be like, you got to use the men's room, sorry. But then they go into the men's room, they get the shit beat out of them because they look like a chick. So it's
Yeah.
like a whole fucking thing.
That's closeted homophobia. Just be like, ew, you queer. Let me have sex with you, then beat you up.
Yeah,
That's what
whatever.
happens down there.
They don't even, we should step. I think we're stepping up. A lot of people have said it's like too much trans shit in the media, which I get. It is a.
What do you think about like? I think somebody called it trans saturation, where it's like
That's a good term.
Yes, so it's like it's very like in your face.
But it has to be, right?
It has to
as
be because it's a
annoying
real
as it is,
thing.
that means it's getting a reaction. And
Right.
I'm not saying it's annoying to me. Everyone fucking relax.
Yeah.
But it's like it's everywhere, and I guess they're sick of it, so they're doing what they have to do. And now it can be everywhere.
Yeah.
When we fought for our shit, my daddies
Yeah.
fought for their shit. There was no like social media and everything, so maybe it's the same level of fight. Maybe it's just distributed more.
Okay. Yeah. You want like listen? My nephew transitioned, and for me, I'm Puerto Rican Italian. Like we don't see stuff that much like down our lineage, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there was, but they couldn't do it because it's not a social norm. People would fucking kill them.
How old is it's a transition female to male?
Yes,
How old?
11.
See, now that's a
This
whole
is
that's
where-
a
this-
whole nother conversation.
See, this is where it gets to that thing. So I've had conversations with friends. I'm being like, would you allow your child to transition that was that young? But for me, not being a father at this time, I can't imagine being a father now. Because your kids are going to come to you with things like this. Not all of your children, but, one of your children says, I feel like I was born in the wrong body.
So let
Do
me
you think it's because of trans saturation, or do you think they're really feeling that way? That's the common conversation now.
I think both. I think there are cases where you'll find out that kids don't. Well, let me ask you this first: was your nephew given hormones?
No.
Okay, so that's really where the conversation changes because
Yes.
kids don't know who they are. I'm
Right.
31 years old. I don't know who I am.
Dude, I'm 32. I forgot who I was before I got here.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have a kid who is in this identity crisis as a parent, and I'm not a parent, you have to say, okay, how much of this is them being a kid? How much of this is them absorbing the things that they see online? Maybe they're gay, maybe they're lesbian, maybe they're trans, whatever.
Yeah.
But if they're absorbing all this media, trans saturation,
Yeah.
then has that influenced their decision to decide who they are? When in reality, Timmy may just want to wear a dress for a couple days a week or a month or whatever to figure it out.
Right.
So it's like, do you jump on that and be like, okay, we're supportive, which I don't think parents should be. I don't think you should give hormones to a kid who's prepubescent unless
Yeah.
it's a very much sure thing because that fucks with them for life.
Yeah, I just get very afraid because, with social media, it's really caused like kids to like grow up way too fast. They have a lot of stuff at their disposal, and they're exposed to a lot of things by the click of a button, right? With my nephew, listen, if it transitioned from female to male, if they want to identify as a male, I'll do that. I have no problem with pronouns. I don't understand why people have such a fucking hard
weird.
time. Like, I understand if you have a hard time, you slip up and been like, hey, girl. You
But
know,
to have it as a hill to die on is bizarre. Did your nephew, did he cut his hair?
Yes.
So he is like dressing as a. You don't have to talk about this if you don't
no,
want.
no, no,
I'm
no,
just,
no, 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 no. I've talked about it on my show.
I'm
It's
just interested because
yeah.
it's like you hear about this shit, but to talk to someone close to it, I think, is fascinating. So he cut his hair.
Cut his hair.
He's in male clothes. How's the reception been in school?
The reception in school, thankfully, he goes to, you know.
Did he switch schools after?
No, no, no. Same school. You know, where we grew up, it's a small little town in Westchester. It's pretty progressive. It's like a pretty hipster-y town. You know what I mean? So, you know, people are welcome there. It's not Alabama. You know,
Right.
you know, it's Westchester, New York. But I feel that Charlie struggles a lot with, you know, knowing who he is as a person.
Right.
You know, or maybe they don't. It's just hard for me to say what a child is feeling because I know what it's like to be a child. I felt something one day and then felt something completely different the next day.
He's sure about himself?
Very. Very. And, you know, his father's been very supportive in terms of the transition. But, you know, you have all these memories of when they were female.
Yeah.
You know, and I know, like, that's not the proper terminology, but that's just how I see it, you know. He was priorly Charlotte. So Charlotte was in my videos.
That's a great Charlotte to Charlie. It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. So yeah,
It's
you know what I
fire.
mean?
I could just
Yeah,
stay
it's
pat.
nice. Yeah, it's nice. You could stay pat like from SNL.
You changed Danny to it's
Danielle.
Danielle.
But you know, like whatever, like whatever.
You're Puerto Rican and Italian?
Puerto Rican and Italian.
Has there been anyone in your family who hasn't been? I'm sure older people maybe who haven't accepted, who have had a tough time dealing with it. Like I didn't tell my grandparents I was gay. My parents, which I was fine with.
I'm
My
sure,
parents are just like,
thankfully, like grandparents are gone because I don't think it would fly.
yeah.
My dad is super liberal. My mom's super liberal. And in terms of, I think when you grow up in the Bronx in the 50s, people are going to take a little, you know, these people had a hard time just seeing someone of a different color in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, so that's going to be different. Listen, like my dad married a Hispanic woman, and you know, our Italian side of our family used to call us Spics. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I've faced racism from my own family. You know, so it's a situation where the only thing that I'm worried about is I know how mean children can be.
That's what I was just gonna say. The thing that just breaks my heart, and like I feel it for Charlie right now, is kids are gonna be mean. They're gonna be ruthless, and maybe some of the kids don't know yet or understand. He's got a tough road to hoe.
But it's been a tough road. This is how I look at it, and it makes me sleep a little easier at night because we're a very close family. You know what I mean? Yeah. Since I moved to like Florida and that, you know, I didn't see anybody for like a year, you know, and all this stuff happened while I was away. So like I felt like I went away and I came back. There's new people here and shit. I'm just like, what's going on?
New genders,
new fucking people. It's I'm living somewhere else. It's the part that hurts me the most. Just being his uncle is that I can't punch a fucking little kid in the face, you know, and I can't relate to what he's going through. So my advice is I'd rather them go through life getting bullied for who they are than being bullied for someone that they're not. And then, you know, down the road, I'm not saying that he could change his mind or whatever, but in the moment now, it's when you're 11, 12, 13 years old, these are very formidable years for you. They can make or break the rest of your life. Like, people don't realize it's like, listen, like, yeah, like, you're not fucking old enough to make huge decisions.
Your childhood creates who you are as a person.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like, you know, there's a lot of stuff that have happened to people that you don't know, and that's probably why a lot of them are the way that they are, because that's just shit that happened to them when they were kids.
Has there been talk about giving him hormones?
Not that I know of. I spoke to my brother Jared about it like a week ago.
It's his kid?
It's his kid, yeah. You know my brother Jared, right? You seen him? No? I thought
you have two brothers.
I have Michael, who I do the LoPriore podcast with, and then my older brother Jared. Yeah, he works at Carbone.
Middle child shock.
Yeah.
Same.
No, I'm the youngest.
Oh, you're the
I'm
youngest.
the youngest.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
well, now I feel like
Michael's
an
older
idiot.
than me.
I didn't know your older brother worked at Carbone.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, I'm gonna drop your name.
Hey man, everyone, if you ever need a table, let me know. But you have to get the call from me, so you guys can't use it. I'm sorry. Yeah, but I just am so worried about other children because I know if I hear something, I'm gonna want to go to that school and punch a 6-year-old in his face.
Yeah.
But another part of me is, I know what it's like to be a fucking 11-year-old douche too.
Right.
You don't fucking know anything. That's part of it. Part of growing up is people shit on you. People have to understand that.
Yeah.
You know, regardless if you're trans, cis, super gay, regular gay, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, man.
kids are terrible people.
You're
Kids
gonna
are
get
the worst.
The kids are the absolute worst, and you're gonna get. Look at Charlie's gonna get bullied,
Yeah.
but so is Susie, so is Tommy, so
Yeah.
is Danny. So everyone's gonna get bullied for different things. It sucks. It's part of growing up. I think the good news is that now kids are starting to understand more. It was like my shit. Like we're old, dude.
Yeah, dude.
We're in our 30s. Like when I came out in 2000 and whatever. Like it was very different than it is now. Now kids don't even bat an eye at this shit.
Nah, dude, they do an Instagram post, post an emoji, and that's it. Everyone's gay.
Exactly.
And it's perfectly fine. I'm like, oh, all right, cool.
And then they get the likes, they get the clout. It's great.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah, no,
gay
it's
clout is a big thing on the
GC.
internet. People
need
go
more.
hard. I need GC.
Are you on TikTok?
Yeah.
I tried getting it. I have a TikTok. Follow it at Barstool Pat, and I tried getting in with. I'm on very much in like the gay TikTok algorithm.
Oh yeah, you're
But all
swiping
the
that shit.
but
hard.
all the kids are like 17.
yeah.
So then my 31-year-old ass is like doing the same like
Like
thing.
doing like, I'm
like
gay
yo,
too, guys. You're like, yeah, but you're old gay.
you're ugly.
Yeah. You're pre 9/11 gay. We're not into that.
It's bizarre, man. But I was gonna talk to you about this Marvel gay comic, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
about
dude.
that?
I'll let it get.
Whatever.
Listen, if I'm in a burning building, I don't care if you're gay. Used to be a dude. I don't give a shit. Save my ass.
I
And
love
then
it.
have sex with it if you want to after. It's perfectly
Have
fine.
sex with your ass?
Yeah, why not? It's whatever.
If you're dead or alive.
I have 3 gay questions for you.
All right, we'll
If
finish out on
dead,
these.
dead and or alive. 3 gay questions for you.
Yes.
When was the first time that you saw a penis and you were like, you know what, I'm into that?
That's such a good question.
I make you go way back into
Dude,
your
you
gayness.
do.
I always make you dive deep into your gayness.
Can't. Last time I was on your show, you asked me some shit. I was like, wow.
Wild shit.
I'm
yeah.
digging into memory here. I don't know. Maybe like high school, maybe.
High school.
Yeah.
Like
I
in the-
knew,
like-
but I never like had an opportunity to see a cock before.
Right. So you're just like, all right, that's
I
cool.
go-
That's a penis.
I go,
Okay.
"Oh."
When was your first like openly gay kiss?
My first OGK. What do you mean, like in public?
Yeah. First OG openly gay. You're like, dude, I don't give a fuck. I'm gay.
Probably.
I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm gay and I'm kissing this dude. I don't
Right
give a
in.
fuck what you say.
You know what? Probably like very recently. First, like
Really?
probably like in the fall.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm not a PDA guy. I like snuck.
I'm
little
not a big
I
PDA guy
snuck
either.
smooches here and there, but my first one were like I was dating someone. He like made me pose for a picture like with people kissing. I was like, all right, here we go. Damn.
Also, I haven't seen you in like a year. What's the number at?
I don't know if I want to tell these people the number.
That's fine. We'll talk about it off air. But you're doing okay.
I'm doing all right.
Is
I'm doing more than all right.
yeah. I'm
Let me tell you.
never worried about
Many
Pat.
people have said. Many people have said. I'm
Yes,
very funny.
yes. Do you still rock with Gay Pat?
No,
You don't rock with Gay Pat anymore.
it's done.
See, I never called you Gay Pat.
I know. It was a tricky, bizarre thing to deal with and handle, but gay Pat is done. It's Pat.
Gay Pat. Yeah. See, you know, it's
Sometimes you just gotta drop it.
you got to just drop the gay.
2017 was different from 2021.
Yeah, like even you just like as a person, like that was kind of like a big part of like I guess your brand or whatever.
Yeah, when I
Like,
first started,
you
for
were
sure.
you were the gay dude at Barstool or whatever.
Yeah. People still don't know how to talk to me.
Isn't that weird?
In like even people who I work with in the office, most of them are great, but there are a few who's like they'll just come up to me like, "Ah,
I'm just-
balls, huh?" I'm like, "What?" Just
Like
talk
hot
to me.
guys, right?
Yeah. Hey, hot guys. Talk to me like a
Abs.
normal person.
Yeah.
Abs, that'd be sick. Talk to me like a normal person. Not everything that I do, like the content I make is centered around stuff. Like
Yeah.
that's not when I leave work, I'm not sitting here talking about Marvel gay comics and fucking Ellen DeGeneres. Do you know what I mean? It was like, can we have a normal conversation outside of this shit? And it's gotten better. So
that's good. That's good. See, you have to just hope that the world evolves. Like once it starts evolving in the workplace too, that shows that there's a sign of like growth.
It's
But
different between the younger kids and the older kids here. Like the younger kids, they'll talk to me like
what's
regular
up?
people. Some of the
just
guys who are a little older be like, hey, ho, ho, ho.
Yeah,
It's weird shit, man.
Yeah, and also, is it true that there's a pill that they have now that like pretty much eradicates HIV?
You're talking about PrEP? Buddy, PrEP Truvada, I can't remember like the chemical name, but it's a pill you take every day to prevent HIV.
Holy
so
fuck.
if you take this, it's like 99.9% effective. And then they're obviously like, I'm going to get into the medical side of it. And then obviously that's what you take before you have HIV.
Fuck Pfizer. I'm getting PrEP, dog.
There's a thing it's like the post PrEP. If you feel like you've been exposed, there's a certain window of time afterwards that you can take to like zap any exposure out of you if you had it. But that's only like 2 or 3 days, and I don't know the name of it.
There's a day after HIV pill?
There is.
Whoa.
I think it's called like post. I think it's called like PrEP and post something. And then
Post-prep.
there's something. If you have HIV, you can. We're really hitting the trifecta here.
Yeah.
If you have HIV, you can obviously like take pills enough to get like your viral load low enough, so it's not even transmittable.
Wow.
And then the government is obviously hiding the cure because they want to keep us down.
And then my last gay question, I promise.
Yeah.
Do you want to get married?
Yes.
And do you want a kid?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
Spun
don't
it
know.
back on you. Yeah.
I don't know if I want. I do want to get married. I'm definitely very much like ready to like settle down.
Dope.
I'm like over. It's a lot to date people, and people are so shallow and terrible. It's like I'm 31. You're probably in the same boat.
Yeah,
I'm
32. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm definitely ready to settle down and like find someone. I would like to have a kid. I don't know if I want to have like a biological kid.
I don't even. How did you do that too? It's like in vitro. Like you
Yeah,
guys,
so you
like one
find
of
a
you jerks in a
surrogate.
cup.
You jerk it in a cup,
Okay.
and then you turkey baster it into a vagine.
Okay. Dope.
Or what some people do is there's a sperm donor, and then like, so say I was married to a guy.
Yes.
And he has a sister. What's a popular thing to do is I would have my sperm, and then they would take an egg from the sister, like implant the egg, like fertilize the egg, and then put that into either the sister or the surrogate. So you technically have a genetic baby with your significant other. Yeah. But I don't know. I think I'd adopt. I don't want to pass my genes on.
You don't want to pass your genes on?
No, I don't. I mean, what am I gonna? I'm gonna pass on this just
No, you got
anxiety riddled fucking.
How do you deal with your anxiety? Like,
I don't really. It's
don't?
pretty bad. I need to deal with it. It gets bad. Like we're going there.
yeah.
No, it's like I mean I think
Shit,
it
I'm
is-
here. You don't know when you'll ever see me again. I'm like a
I
fucking
know.
leprechaun. You know.
Jesus Christ, the hardest guy in the world to book. It's
Yeah.
difficult to deal with, but I don't deal with it well at all. I don't deal with it really. Period. I'll go home a couple times. It was at least a couple times a week. You just go home. You just lay down on the floor.
Yeah.
Just fucking feel grounded.
Do you
shake?
Do you have any like any kind of coping mechanisms at all? Like, have you been? I'm sure you've been in therapy. You're gay. You've been in therapy.
I was in
That's-
therapy.
that's how it works.
That's actually what helped me come out. I came out
Yeah.
to this woman, Noah, who was a therapist in college, and I was like, listen, I'm gonna kill myself. Like,
Yeah.
I need to get this off my chest. And so I ended up going to her. I'm getting flushed in the face.
No, it's
And
all
so-
good.
and
It's
so
all good.
I ended up going to her, and she like helped me through it. But then that ended because your student health care is like,
Never see that person again.
okay,
Yeah.
you're fixed, and it's like, well, what do I do? Then this
It's like
is
you're
ob-
gay now. Just go. You can't
Yeah.
come back to school anymore.
Find God, flourish. But
Yeah.
since then, there's been ups and downs, obviously. But like,
Would
I
you
think for
would you
me-
be open to going to therapy
oh
again?
fuck yeah! I just don't know how to find a therapist.
Okay.
I have no idea how to find a therapist.
I'll talk to you off this. Like, I don't want to promote anything on here
Yeah.
like that with that, but there's something that at least like get you like talking
yeah.
to somebody. Dude, talking helps so fucking much. If just talking to Noah was the
Yeah,
doctor.
yeah. I looked her. This is how creepy I am. She helped me so much. Like a month ago, I was like, I wonder what this chick is up to. So I like Googled her. She was my age now.
Yeah.
When she was doing this. You know what I mean? So she's still practicing. I want to like reach out. But
You
that's,
should.
like, weird.
You
Yeah.
should. You should. I think it would be great for you.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about it. At this point, and dude, we're in our 30s. If we don't get a grasp on our mental health, we're never going to get it. We're just
Yeah.
going to be wild until our 50s. But the crazy thing is, though, too, right? Like, you didn't really get to embrace your sexuality until older.
Right.
You know? So you're kind of making up for lost time. I think that's what it is. You know, like I wouldn't put too much pressure on yourself to being like, oh, like I'm 31, like I want to do this. It's like, dude, just live your fucking life, bro.
There's definitely a lot to unpack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then there's the whole thing too. It's like, I think a lot of gay guys deal with this. There's struggles of like feeling like you don't fit in with, like, I can have a great conversation. I haven't seen you in a year.
Yeah.
And here I am having a great conversation with you. We've hung out maybe a handful of times. I consider you a friend of mine.
Yeah, me too.
We can have a good conversation, but there's always that underlying issue of, I don't fit in with these people.
Right.
With straight people, and then with gay people too, I don't fit in with these people. And I feel like most gay guys fit in that, but not many people talk about it.
Like I've even talked to you about it. Like there's exclusive gay groups. Like there's gay clubs. Like, you know, it's like, oh, we're this type of gay.
Yeah.
We're this type of gay. We don't really mingle with these type of. It's like fucking West Side Story. It's like, you know, for you. I think once you maybe talk to somebody, you'll actually find out a lot more about yourself besides, like, you know, you've tackled a hurdle already and, like, coming out. That's a big fucking thing to do,
what it was?
dude.
Like you were just going to say, that was the hurdle, and then I never did any follow-up. It was like, okay, I'm out. Boom. Problems are fixed. No, now there's all this fucking
stuff from when you were little.
Baggage of dealing with this shit from when I was a kid, and even after, from, like, 20, like, 2 to, like, a month ago, to like 30 was a wild 10 years. A lot of stuff happened.
And you should unpack that because it's going to make you a doper person in the end. Because you can be like, yo, like I already know, like I know so much about myself, but you yourself, like, you know, this doesn't stop your sexuality. Like people you said here, like they're like, hey, what's up? Like they don't know how to talk to you.
Oof.
I think if you fucking figure out, you know, how to get into a therapist's office that you like, it's a lot of trial and error. I will say that.
Yeah.
So don't get like
You see a guy or girl?
I see a guy, but I've seen girls before. But it's just like, you know, when you're for some reason I feel more open talking to a male because biologically we're just you know cis dudes.
Yeah, you're two cis bros.
Yeah, we're two cis bros. But I had an openly gay therapist for a little bit. He was super cool, super nice. But he actually like moved to like Arkansas or some shit and like took his practice and dipped. He retired. Because when I got out of the hospital, I went to the mental hospital for 3 days.
Right.
Because I was like, dude, I'm going to fucking kill myself. I can't do this anymore.
Right.
So I went there for 3 days. I had no health insurance, so they set me up. And I couldn't pick and choose the doctor that I wanted to get.
Yeah.
But I was just like, all right, let's talk about it. And he talked me through a lot of shit. You'll realize you're going to learn so much more about how the fucking human brain works that you're going to be so enlightened by just other things that you do in your life. Small shit. Like being able to come home and not having to lay on the floor because you have fucking anxiety.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's recent, too.
Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, this year's been a lot on people, and you're going to be able to get yourself to a point where you're going to be happy with yourself even more than you are now. I'm not saying that you're an unhappy guy, but we could all be happier.
Of course.
We're all fucking sad. You know,
it's true. Everyone is. I woke up happy the other day. Danny, I was confused.
Yeah, dude.
I woke up, I go, what the fuck? You know what it was? It was because I had a dream that I was in a bar with my family in Boston, and it was like pictures of like friends on the wall. I'm telling you.
It was heaven.
I woke up, and my dog was in my dream. I woke up in the best mood. I got to work at 7-something in the morning.
Ready to go.
It was bizarre.
Yeah.
This is like the saddest thing in the world. It was bizarre. It was bizarre to wake up happy. But another thing for me is physical health really affects my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So little things where I was like, I need to get my ass in the gym. I need to not hammer energy drinks.
Yes.
6 days a week. Like
watch the coffee.
I was doing big old Monster Energy drinks, and I was like, just like an anxiety-riddled fucking nutcase for so long. If I get up early and I'm productive, that seems to help.
A lot of times, stuff in the morning sets the tone for like the rest of the day, right?
Yeah.
Like I've fluctuated in weight like my whole life. Like, you know, I know how to get my weight down, but a lot of it is like if you see me heavier, I'm probably struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like but it's something for me that if I don't start my day off right, I'm fucked. So like I just wake up and walk my fucking dog, dude. I just do like one adult thing in the morning, and it just helps me be an adult throughout the day.
Yeah, I find the exact same thing. If I get up early and I'm like, let me not swipe on TikTok for 4 hours when I go to bed. Let me just go to sleep, get my hours, and get my ass up
Another thing you should practice too, like what's like your sleep schedule like? I'm sorry if this episode's very long.
No, it's fine. It's the sleep schedule is not. It's different. Here's the thing, it's different every day. Some days I'll wipe myself out and I'll be in bed at 9:30, like hitting my REM by 9:45.
Cattling off.
But then I'll be up at 4:30 and I'll be rearing to go. Other days, that maybe the next day, I'll have an energy drink. I'll exhaust myself throughout the day, and then it'll be 1:32 in the morning, which is late for me. I get some people stay up later, but that's very late for me. You have to keep in mind, I was on a morning radio schedule for 3 years.
Yeah, your body is just
so
built
my
that
body
way.
is, and I like when radio went off the air, it was just like switch.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is my sleep schedule isn't great.
The other thing too is like, what's your diet like? Are you like eating okay, or you just eat crazy? Because you have a pretty good metabolism. It looks like.
Danny, my diet
It's so bad.
is, I wrote down last week what I had in one day. It was so disgusting. I had spaghetti for breakfast left over. I came into work. I had an egg and cheese sandwich. This is right after spaghetti. Then I have a
This is right after spaghetti.
Dude, then I have goldfish. I have a Monster Energy. I have a salad for lunch, which I thought would have fixed the entire morning.
Yeah.
Then I'll go like, I think I'm unpacking my mental illness right now
Yeah.
on this show. And then I'll be like, oh, I got to work this off. So I'll go to the gym and I'll like hammer a 6.5 minute mile, get the heart ripping,
Just
come back to work, write a Twerk Tuesday, write a couple other blogs.
You're
it's
nonstop.
all over the place.
It kind of
Nonstop.
just sounds like you're nonstop all the time.
Yeah.
Like you don't take any time to like just kind of unpack yourself.
Yeah.
Because you probably had to do that a lot when you were talking with that therapist, and like you said, you got over that hurdle where you were like, "I'm gay," and then you were just like, "That's it." You know what I mean? There's a lot
It's
more.
true.
There's
It's
just
true.
a lot more, man. And I think, dude, stuff like that's gonna help your work. Stuff like that's
Yeah.
gonna help your relationships with your family.
Yep.
Also, it's the energy we put out. I hate when I talk like this, but it's just true. Like it's the energy we put out. People feed off of that shit.
Yep.
You're gonna make people around you doper. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and if you're
Like,
anxious and tired, you're a prick at work, and then people don't want to be around you.
yes.
It's really that simple.
Yeah, man.
If you make people feel good, people gravitate towards
And then
you.
there's still a stigma, though, right? So, like, you know, gay, straight, trans, whatever. We're males. We're not supposed to be sad.
Right.
You know, we're not supposed to have anxiety and problems. We're supposed to be, well, this is us.
Yeah,
We're fucking dudes.
I'm a big cis man.
I'm a big cis man, and I'm not sad. You know, dude, a great representation of it is the fucking Sopranos.
Yeah.
The Sopranos were tackling mental health in macho bravado stigmas in the fucking 90s.
Dr. Melfi, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there's, especially men, we have a very hard time understanding who we are as people because we have this fucking false this false picture that we're supposed to be, right? We're supposed to be muscular and fucking tough and do all this stuff. And then it's like, whoa. You have people who are nothing like that, you know? And I have parts of me that I guess would say is very cis of me. But a part of me is like, dude, like, I'm a fucking artist, dude.
Right.
You know, like, I like making music. I like doing shit with my hands. I like drawing. I like writing. You know, I like fucking playing instruments.
When's your album come out? You were working on an album, or when's your song come out? By the way, follow Danny on Twitter at Danny LoPriore. You have to see what he does on his Instagram. 'Cause he
Yeah.
put out a video yesterday. You got back to your roots.
Oh, yeah.
And I was I love when you get back to your roots.
I'm back now just fully
Okay.
in music. On the LoPriore podcast, we start every show with a new song. So, like, we have intros.
Mira.
Yeah. Mira, pero la. We have that. So, every 12 episodes, we're dropping an album.
Oh, shit.
So, we put all the intros together and we just put them out.
Is your brother musical?
Very.
Interesting.
He plays guitar very well. We're all self-taught musicians.
Mira.
Mira. Yeah, and you know, it's like
Mira.
Mira. And for me, it's like, yo, like I could be a dude's dude, but dude, I'm way deeper than that. I like to fucking cry. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
king.
I like to be fucking, you know,
Cry, baby.
To my own benefit, I will say, and also to discredit myself in a way, I am a little bit too emotional.
You and me both, pal.
You know what I
You and me
mean?
both.
And, you know, I think therapy 100% saved my life. You know, I always say I'm in no way a mental health professional, but I can't help but fucking recommend just seeing somebody, because talking to somebody that has no prior knowledge of who you are or what you do or anything that where you feel is an actual safe space, by law it's so liberating to say whatever it is you want to say. Because you can't say whatever you want to say.
Right.
As much as we live in a world where, it's social media, we could say whatever we want to say about ourselves, everyone's a fucking phony. Everyone's a phony. Anything you see on Instagram is bullshit.
Where can people find your mental health podcast?
On YouTube, you can go Off the Cuff with Danny LoPriore. That's the mental health podcast. And then if you want to, forget about your mental health for a little bit, you can go over to the LoPriore podcast, and we'll make you laugh. Both on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, it's everywhere.
And then your social, your Instagram is at Danny LoPriore, right?
At Danny LoPriore. I don't know, just look for a thick Puerto Rican guy on the internet. You'll find me.
Wearing a shirt of himself.
Wearing a shirt of myself. Like I said, I am a recovering egomaniac for sure.
All right. Well, Danny, thank you so much for coming on. I love having you here because it's always like I never know which way the conversation is going to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
You came in and I had this plan. I was like, we'll do Ellen. And like I tried to hit it just for the sake of the graphic.
Yeah, for sure.
On the thing. But I want to do this again and like talk about more mental health stuff.
Yeah, I think it's very
because
important.
it's scary to do. I think you saw that even when I was talking with you. I like clammed up a little.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
So maybe I come on yours. Maybe you come back here. But
I think on a show like Out and About, it's nice to touch like on the topical stuff. But you're a hero, dude.
just like that.
He's a gay hero, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll see.
Or whatever you identify as.
We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Thanks.